The narcissist dog whistling is after the dog whistle, where a owner of a dog will blow a whistle that's on a frequency that the dog can hear, the dog can understand, but those around them don't particularly hear or understand or even pay attention to. When it comes to the narcissist and their dog whistling, it's who they are. It's a repeat pattern of behaviour, whether it's intentional or instinctive. It is who they are as a person. We can all potentially say something and then think, oh, I hope they don't take it the wrong way because I didn't actually mean it like that. We can even then start to try and explain ourselves, and we usually end up digging a deeper hole for ourselves, even though it wasn't meant in the context that someone else might take it. We can all potentially hear something that another person says and take it on board from a different perspective and think, what did they actually mean by that? Were they joking? Were they being mean? And when it's just sort of a one-off for now and again, and it's not a repeat pattern of behaviour, usually we might have taken something the wrong way, which is why when we're dealing with a narcissist, we question ourselves and not their behaviour. And with the narcissist dog whistling, it's done in a manner where those around you don't see it. So if you try to explain it, you can often then believe you've been dealing with a narcissistic enabler when you're just dealing with someone who doesn't see it, who can say, well, it doesn't sound that bad. Are you sure they meant it like that? Because if you take yourself out of the equation and see it as a third party and someone says something and then they come to you, you can think yourself, not quite sure if they meant it like that. Whereas with a narcissist, again, it's that repeat pattern of behaviour. It's who they are. It's what they do. When it comes to the narcissist and their dog whistling, these are sly innuendos. They're subtle remarks. They're hints, subtle digs at you. And when it comes to a narcissist and their dog whistling, they're signalling their desires, they're signalling their beliefs, they're signalling their judgment of you, towards you, without directly stating it or saying it to manipulate and control you. They use very normal words and very normal everyday language with that subtle meaning behind it. So they will happily use things such as passive-aggressive comments, passive-aggressive remarks. And if you are to say something, they will pass it off as a joke. They were only joking. And so they will subtly put you down in some way. And you think, hang on a minute, that's a bit harsh. And then they just turn around and say, oh, I'm only joking. I'm only messing around with you. You know I'm only messing around with you. And as we can have sarcastic people in the world, as we can have people who joke around in the world, we can have people who joke as sort of their own defence mechanism, and it's not meant intentionally. When someone does it and then says, I was only joking, it's easy to think, oh, yeah, maybe that's just who they are. Yet with a narcissist, there's that sort of undertone to it where your instinct is telling you it's not a joke. Yet again, if you call them out on it, you often get accused of being too sensitive, or perhaps you're the one that's overreacting. If you feel uncomfortable in somebody's company, then it's time not to be in their company. They drop those remarks that humiliate you in some way. And again, they just claim that they're joking. They're these snide remarks where they have the ability to crush you and get you to doubt yourself. A narcissistic individual will use weaponized incompetence. So they're sort of signalling that they don't really want to do something. They don't really want to take responsibility, but they want to look good. So they will offer to do something for you, and then they will either on purpose or just because they can't be bothered do it badly. And then when you call them out on it, they turn around and just claim, oh, I can't do anything right for you, can I? See, this is why I don't bother doing anything for you. So then you find yourself apologising to them for expecting too much from them. And then they don't have to do it for you anymore. And if you mention it to other people, the people can unwittingly enable them and just sort of say, well, perhaps they've had a bad day. We all make mistakes. Yet with a narcissist, it's not a one-off mistake. It's a repeat pattern of behaviour. They look to avoid taking responsibility and they look to blame everybody else for their behaviour. They will use that constructive feedback, which we can all give, yet with a narcissist, it's that covert sly dig, it's that covert criticism towards you, where they just sort of saying, do you really think you should do that? It's only because I care, it's only because I love you, it's only because I don't want you to embarrass yourself. And as ourselves, with people that we love, we might think, oh, you're making a big mistake there, perhaps that isn't wise. So people can do this with good intentions. However, with a narcissist, they do this because they feel intimidated by your success. They feel intimidated by your confidence and they want to go all out to bring you crashing down. They don't want you to be able to succeed without them. They fear that abandonment and rejection and they're incredibly envious. So they're going to come at you with that criticism and disguise it as feedback. And they will use those veiled threats. What if such and such found out? What about this? What about that? Kind of that whataboutism. So you understand the threat. You're not quite sure what they mean by it. Yet you've got no evidence to sort of prove it. And if you speak out about it, you sound like the one that is going crazy, yet they're using those veiled threats. So dog whistling is that, where you know something's off, it signals to you, but you can't explain it to other people don't understand it, or other people downplay it. They will do it at a dinner event or a party or a special occasion where they're not the centre of attention, where they will subtly humiliate you and get everyone laughing at you. And they do it in a way where other people don't recognise how it's sort of affecting you. And if you do react, you're the one that looks like you've got the problem. A narcissist will use flattery and charm to get other people to do their bidding for them. So they'll be charming with everybody around them to make you look like the problem. They will subtly question your memory about an event in front of others to try and control the narrative, to make it look like you're the one with the memory issues. And the more you try to stand your ground, the more the narcissist has a way of sort of like, really, I don't think it quite happened like that. And even though you're convinced, they are more convincing to the audience around them. You tend to come out more emotionally engaged, whereas they tend to be more relaxed. A narcissist will happily go all out to play the victim, to gain the sympathetic attention, to make you look like the problem. They will come at you with inside jokes that just simply aren't funny in order to bring you crashing down. They will compare you to others. So if you've got a part of your body that you're not happy about, say for your nose for example, they will compliment another person. Oh, look at their nose, isn't that nice and straight? And you know that yours isn't, and it's that sort of like, what's that for? What's that in aid of? And if you question them, oh, what's your problem? Oh, stop being so sensitive. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. You know I didn't mean it like that. So you're the one that's constantly questioning yourself. They'll overly congratulate someone who's achieved something that perhaps you missed out on or that you're working towards in front of you to pull you down. Because they're quite insecure people, so they want to bring out your insecurities in you. They will bring up topics that get under your skin, and whether they care about the topic or not, they will purposely disagree with you to wind you up, to get you emotionally charged and emotionally reactive so that they can blame you. When it comes to a narcissist and their dog whistling, what you have to do is don't take it personally, which is very difficult because they're going to make it very personal to get that reaction from you. That's why they're doing it. They want that reaction. So don't give them that reaction. Let it fly over your head like you're completely naive to what they're saying. You've no clue to what they're on about. Giggle along with them if you can. Don't take offence to it. Don't react. Play dumb. Play real dumb. No clue to what they're on about. Show them that sort of indifference. You just don't care. You're not bothered. Now, you might have to separate yourself from the situation and go and let the emotions out elsewhere, just never in front of a narcissist. And many narcissistic individuals will then tend to escalate their games because they're not getting that reaction from you. And this is when you have to give a different meaning to the situation rather than, why is this happening to me? Why are they doing this to me? You can sort of step back and think, right, they're not getting the attention they believe they're entitled to, so they're trying to manipulate me further to get that reaction, and I'm just not going to give it to them. You need to stay safe around those who lack empathy. However, the best way to protect yourself against a narcissist is to give them no attention. They crave that attention, which is why they will escalate their games. And if they can't get what they want from you, they will usually, unfortunately, move on to somebody new. If anyone has any thoughts on this video or any dog whistling experiences from a narcissist that you experience, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do have several books out on Amazon: 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries. If you'd like to go and check those out, they'll be in the description also. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.